I just spent my entire afternoon trying to get Claude Code to work with a local model, and it was terrible. The model couldn't follow instructions, it hallucinated tool calls, and I eventually figured out why. Claude Code burns nearly 30,000 tokens on system prompts and system tools before you've sent a single request. So I switched over to OpenCode and the exact same model ran faster, it followed instructions perfectly, and it actually built things. How's it? I'm Leon. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Ollama with OpenCode for a completely free and local coding agent. And I'll also show you my workflow for getting way better results out of these local models. Let's jump in. So as I mentioned in the intro, one of the challenges of getting these local models to work with Claude Code is Claude Code's context window usage. I just started a brand new session and ran the context command, and we can already see that Claude Code's system prompt is taking up 5,800 tokens with 20,000 tokens just for the system tools. Now, this is definitely going to overwhelm the majority of local models. Ideally, you need a coding harness with a minimum set of tools that will simplify things for these agents. The tool that we'll be using in this video is OpenCode. It's completely free, it's open source, and it works really well with these free models. Another really powerful tool is the Pi coding agent. The agent has access to very minimum tools, and you kind of have to add tools yourself using their extensions. But if you're already familiar with the capabilities of Claude Code, like using MCP tools and skills, and sub-agents even, then OpenCode is perfect for you. So let's have a look at installing OpenCode. Then I'll simply go to npm, let's copy this command, then open up command prompt or your terminal and run that command. Then all we have to do is run the command OpenCode, and that's it. Now we can start using OpenCode. Now, OpenCode allows you to connect to pretty much any provider out there. So you definitely don't have to use Ollama. You can connect it to any of these providers, including the major ones like Anthropic and Codex. Now, in order to run these free models on our own hardware, we can install Ollama. So go to ollama.com and then just click on download and install Ollama. Now that we have Ollama installed, we need to download a model. Now this is greatly going to depend on your hardware. This is different for everyone, but let me give you a few recommendations. If you're using a laptop with about 8 GB of VRAM, then the Gemma 4 model will work for you. And more specifically, this Gemma 4 E4B model. I would also recommend this model if you have about 12 GB of VRAM as well. If you have about 16 GB of RAM, I would actually recommend this model over here. So the Gemma 4 26 billion parameter model A4B. Now, if you have 24 GB of VRAM or up, I highly recommend Qwen 3.6. This is actually my favorite model at the moment for coding tasks. And this is the model I'll be using in this video. So all you have to do to install any of these models is to simply click on this copy button, then back in your terminal or command prompt, run the command Ollama pool followed by the model name. Then we can test the model by running the command Ollama run and the model name. And let's send it a message like hey, and that's it. We got a response back. Awesome. And then all we have to do is connect Ollama with OpenCode. So again, I'll just open OpenCode. So in OpenCode, let's run connect. Then from the list of providers, search for Ollama. For the API key, just enter Ollama. And now you will be able to access the models that you downloaded. So if the model that you downloaded is not available in this list, what you have to do, you have to find the OpenCode config file on your machine. It's typically somewhere in your user folder. You could just ask something like ChatGPT where you can find it. So what you can do is open this file in a code editor, and it will look something like this. And under Ollama, we can see that we only have access to these two models at the moment. So what you can do is simply add in your new model, just like this. And now we can see our new model. And if we send the message, everything works. So cool, how do we use OpenCode with Ollama in an actual project? So I just created this blank folder, and now I'm going to pull up my terminal window. Now in the terminal, all we have to do is enter Ollama launch OpenCode -- model followed by the model name that you just downloaded. This will start OpenCode with your free model. So let's see if this is working in OpenCode. I'll just say, hey, and I do get my response back. Awesome. OpenCode allows you to switch between build and plan mode. So you can just hold shift and press tab to switch between the different modes. Let's give it a very simple instruction, like Please scaffold a Next.js project in this directory. And this is blazingly fast. And that's it. So we've got our Next.js project. Now let's actually build something. So I'm going to clear the context by running /new. And now we can switch to planning mode. And let's describe the app that we're trying to build. Please create a detailed implementation plan. I would like to build a local chat app that uses my Ollama models for inference, along with response streaming. And I'll just throw in grill my design. Let's run this. And there we go. The plan is currently streaming in, and it's really fast. In fact, while the agent is busy, I'm just going to create like a plans subfolder. And let's switch back to build mode, and let's say, please store this plan in the plans folder. All right, beautiful. No, so it's actually automatically started with the implementation plan. So I'm just going to interrupt the agent. And that does happen. When you're in planning mode, the agent is very eager to get going. Because the way I recommend working with these agents is to not give it a massive file like this. This is most likely going to overwhelm the agent, especially when you're trying to build something way more complex with a larger implementation plan. A slightly better approach is to then create a new session. Let's pull in this plan, and I'm actually just going to create another subfolder called tasks. And let's say, please split this plan into separate files in a tasks subfolder. Each is a phase with detailed actionable tasks with acceptance criteria. I think the mistake a lot of people make is they try to give these massive prompts to these agents, and it just never works out well when you try to do that. I mean, look at that. Just with this instruction, the agent is already saying that that file is actually massive. So just a pro tip in dealing with these models, keep these instructions as small and focused as possible. And if we have a look at these files that are being produced, they are detailed, but each of these are really focused on one specific thing. And this is also a good opportunity for us to review these plans. So I noticed in this initialized Next.js file that it's actually going to create a Next.js project again, but this time in a subfolder, which is not what we want. We've already instantiated Next.js. So we can ask the agent to make the changes or just kind of make the changes ourselves. And done. Now that all of these files have been created, I'll simply create a new session. And now what we can do is pull in this main file as well as the very first phase. Please go ahead and implement phase 1, implement phase 1 only. Like I mentioned, these models do tend to go off and do their own thing, so be as specific in your instructions as possible. And this agent in OpenCode will actually run type check and lint and all of that as well. Alright, cool, so the project foundation is ready and we can move on to phase 2. So let's start a new conversation, let's pull in phase 2 as well as that main file. And I'll just say, please go ahead and implement phase 2 and implement phase 2 only. I think you guys get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and implement all 6 of these phases and I'll see you in a second. All right, so OpenCode is not done yet. We just implemented phase 5 and we do have one more to go. But I wanted to just check in on how we're progressing so far. So if we open up the app, this is really not bad. We can see all the models that are available in Ollama, so it's definitely calling the Ollama endpoint correctly. And it seems like we can create new chats. So let's see what happens if we send a message. Like, hey, let's send this. All right, I don't see a response streaming in, but that's cool. We still have one more phase to go. And if we run into bugs, we can just ask OpenCode to resolve it. So again, let's pull in phase 6, as well as this guy over here. And we'll just ask you to implement phase 6 as well. Alright, so phase 6 is also done, but I have noticed that there are still a few issues. And let's just say, hello, nothing seems to happen still, so I don't see the response streaming in. And if I go to the console, I do see a few errors. So I'm simply going to copy all of these, or we could actually just get them from here as well. I'll send it back to OpenCode, and let's see if we can get this to work. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give this agent access to a browser so it can test the app itself. So let's go to agent browser. I'm going to copy this command. Then back in our project, let's just run this command. Let's install this. Then I'm just going to restart OpenCode. Let's run the skills command. And now we can see the agent browser skill is here. Please use the browser skill to test the app, create a new conversation and send a message, fix any bugs. The Ollama model needs to stream responses back. Keep going until this works. Run the browser in headed mode. This will just open the browser so we can also see what it's doing. And because the Qwen model has vision, it should be able to take a snapshot and visualize the actual browser window. Basically, the agent decided not to use the agent browser. It installed Playwright, and then it sort of just used Playwright, and that seemed to work. So if you guys are following along, I did not record that, but there is a Playwright CLI skill that you can install as well. But let's just see what we have now. I'm just going to delete that conversation. So let's start a new chat. Let's select one of these models. Let's select Qwen 3.6 and let's say hello. Let's send this. And oh, awesome. Okay. So it is streaming in now. Perfect. And let's try something else. Let's do, please write some JavaScript code. And the agent is reasoning. So we could improve this, right? We could have a reasoning block and make this a little bit more sexy. But I think it is working, so we've got proper markdown formatting and everything is streaming in. So what do you guys think about Ollama and open-weight models? Are you going to try this yourself? If you found this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more agentic coding tutorials. I'll see you in the next one. Go and build something lekker.